Following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Great job, man. Well done. Welcome into another outstanding edition of Mornings on Main Street here on this beautiful Tuesday, December 14th, 2021. I got the date correct. Usually I mess that up. So we know that when I get the date correct, it's going to be a fantastic show, and that's what we got for today. So we are off and rolling this morning with the good things that are happening. Turn the band off there real quick. Thanks, guys. Anyway, welcome in today. We got a fun show for you. Come up at 7:40. Titan Center Ben Jones is going to join us. He has an outstanding charity in Middle Tennessee that is really changing lives. And so we're going to bring Ben on. We'll talk just a little football, but mainly what he's doing in the community and how he's making things happen and really changing lives. So him and his wife have this great foundation, and we're going to really get the word out about such good work they do. 710, Sean Moran from Red Barn Financial in Murfreesboro has a sock drive that he started for the homeless, and we're going to help him promote and get the good word out about that as well. And then at 7:30, Miss Cheap will join us. I'm all over the board. At 7:20, we'll go to Gallatin, where the Gallatin Shalom Zone is having a fundraiser to raising tennis shoes for kids. And so we're going to go all around today and help people out and spread the good word and have a lot of fun while we're doing it. Let's bring in the intern this morning. Intern, how are you, pal?
I'm doing well, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I think I turned you down and I can't hear you anymore. That's my fault.
I was actually going to see if you could turn your level up just a bit there.
Okay. Am I up now?
Look at us both.
Are we getting it done there today? Good job.
We are. Yep.
On both sides. It's good to see you again, man.
It's good to see you as well, Big Joe.
Okay. How's life treating you?
It's doing well, man. Nothing to complain about. I see you're not drinking your coffee while I'm talking, so you're interested.
That's right. We tell people what this means.
It means that you don't care what I'm saying or whoever's talking.
When somebody drinks coffee in front of me, they don't really care. They just get their coffee and they're kind of half listening to you and move on. So I make sure I don't drink my coffee during segments because I'm interested and I don't want to do that.
And thirsty
and put the good word out like that. All right. So intern, where are you today, buddy?
So I'm actually at Santa's workshop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You move around quite a bit.
Yeah, I do some part-time for him, doing toys.
Does Santa have 5G?
He does, yeah. You can Ethernet in right into the Wi-Fi router.
Man, who knew you could do that? That's really cool.
Right.
Well done on that stuff.
He set it up all himself.
Okay, so let's get to the headlines of the day. Usually I have the paper set and ready to go for it. This is the e-edition of Main Street Nashville. How do I know? Because right there, boom, front page, December 14th, 2021. and 21. Hey, intern, if you get a chance, I'm not hearing myself, so I'm not sure which button I didn't push or did push.
I got you.
If you do that, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, here's the front page today. Governor Bill Lee yesterday seeks federal emergency aid for 9 counties after the tornadoes in Middle and West Tennessee that suffered damage from the deadly tornadoes. Friday evening, Saturday morning, he visited Tiptonville and Dresden in the northwest corner of the state on Saturday to meet with local first responders and survey the damage. You see the story from Vivian Jones in today's paper that's going on. As well, let's go down a little bit. Now, this is a story that's in the paper today. Normally, I don't read these, but this is just a bizarre. Ashley Perham, who's a great writer, and made this story where you could understand it because there's a lot going on. 4 arrests in connection with the murder for hire plot. It's like something out of a Bruce Willis movie. I mean, it is bizarre what all went on and what happened and things that are going on. And just read the story if you get a chance today. And it happened about a year and a half ago, March of 2020. But it's just crazy. And what's crazy about it happened in our backyard. So I'm not really sure how that happened, what went on there. So you can read the story from Ashley right there. Like this too in the paper, always a good news. Father Ryan to honor Charles Strobel at the Legacy Gala. Father Strobel, class of 1961 at Father Ryan. He's a founding director of Room in the Inn, an amazing organization. He created in 1985 to serve the basic overnight housing needs of the area's homeless population during the winter. And the program has grown to include almost 200 congregations, now provides additional housing, health, employment, and counseling services. And you might not know this. So when somebody gets a hat trick in the Preds game, they throw the hats on the ice, all the hats are donated to the Room in the Inn. At least that's what it was a few years ago. So Father Strobel, this is a long time Nashville icon and what he's doing. So it's good that he's getting honored. And I mean, he's helped so many people out with what's going on there. Let's move down the thing a little bit. Listen, let me tell you what right now. This might not be a big deal to you, but it is to me. So the new Gallatin Publix opens. Josh Cross with the story. It opened a week ago. Gallatin Publix is the only store I can find, or not Gallatin, but Publix overall, find stevia in a drink. And it's fantastic. It's simply fantastic. And the name escapes me right now because I just drink it and don't really look at the name, but it's really good. And Publix is the only place I can find it. So well done there, Publix. Thank you for that, for the one in Donaldson, for getting me going there. All right, so let's go, history this day. 60 years ago, Nashville Banner. You can read this front page of the Nashville Banner in Main Street Nashville in the e-edition. And this is really, I like this. Mayor Briley expects a new bridge within 4 years, one going over the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, because it used to be a ferry would take people around. And so they're getting a bridge that's going to come in 4 years. And so remember back in the day, you see all the pictures of the ferries that transported people, especially from the Donaldson side over to Madison and that way, and out in West Nashville, the ferry over the Cumberland River. So that's just really cool to read that and see that in the paper from 60 years ago today. Let's go down a bit more. The Nashville Predators were scheduled to be on the ice. They've won 5 straight games, and they're going to ice against the Calgary Flames. But as you will see, thank you, the league has postponed Preds game against Calgary, 2 others because of Calgary had a COVID-19 outbreak. So the Preds will not play tonight. They'll be back on the ice Thursday night as they try to continue their win streak. They're up, as we said, at a 5-game winning streak, and they're in second place in the Western Conference. So they'll take on Colorado coming your way on Thursday night. Fantastic, guys. Hope you get back on the ice soon, and we'll see you then with the great job you guys were doing there. And this also as well, this is newsy, I think, a little bit. They came out yesterday afternoon, and that Time magazine named Elon Musk. It's such a great story. I can't find it right now. Elon Musk, Time magazine's Person of the Year, calling him a clown, genius, edgelord, visionary, industrialist, and showman. I got called that last night at a Christmas party, and I got nothing. So there you go. This caught you up on the news. All right, it's time for what we love doing in the first segment. It's called the Comic Strip Tease, which we're going on in today's comic strip. Like you can find these in the in the Main Street paper every day. All right, so here's intern. You there, buddy?
I am. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. This is Barney Google. You ready for Barney Google?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. I can hear you now, which is good. All right, playing the role of, I don't know, like the old prospector there is the intern, and playing the role of the sheriff will be myself. So Barney Google. I have never heard of this cartoon. I'm not even sure if it's real, but it's in the paper and we're going to read it today. All right, intern, you ready?
Yes.
All right, and 3, 2, scene.
Why don't you just leave folks alone and let us do what we want, Sheriff?
Because that ain't how the world works, Smith.
You must have got a different user manual than me.
You totally butchered your lines. One more time, go.
All right. Why don't you just leave folks alone and let us do what we want, Sheriff?
Because that ain't how the world works, Smith.
You must have got a different user manual than me.
That's so terrible.
Oh.
And again, you can wake our boss now. We told him the show starts at 7:10. So we don't
Right.
sit through all this. All right. Oh, my gosh. That's so bad. All right. Thank you there, intern. All right. We'll come back. We'll take a break. We're off and running this morning. Up next, we're going to find out you can help. A guy's got this great thing that's going on in Murfreesboro about raising socks for the homeless. And I love the passion. So Sean Moran from Red Barn Financial will join us next. Talk about You Can Help and how this all came about. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
And they've got an e-reader, which is just, for people like me, I have grown up with a newspaper holding it in my hand. I really like that experience. But the e-reader or the press reader that Main Street has, you get to see a front page. You get to see the business stocks. You get to see all of that. But if you see a photo and it's got a little icon on the bottom, when you see that icon, that means there's a gallery there.
I love writing and journalism just on its own, and I think I learned that during the pandemic because I was covering all kinds of non-sports related things and still having fun with it, still finding out a lot of great stories. But when you can combine something I'm already interested in, have a lot of knowledge about in sports, I feel like I'm really able to combine two of my passions at the same time, and that's really rewarding for me.
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. Fun show for you. Still coming ahead. 7:40 Titan Center, Ben Jones. 7:30 Miss Cheap. 7:20 we'll take you out to Gallatin for something special they got going on. But first, we got something for you to smile about. And it is Sean Moran, Red Barn Financial. And this segment brought to you by Delta Dental TN.com. Delta Dental now offering vision and dental plans. Visit the website deltadentaltn.com. So something to smile about here for you. So let's bring in Sean Moran with Red Barn Financial this morning. He's organized a sock drive for the homeless. Sean, how are you, buddy?
Fantastic. I'm glad I get to make people smile. That doesn't happen all the time.
Well done. Yes, this is definitely something to smile about. All right, you've organized a sock drive for the homeless, and people don't realize this, but I was told that one of, if not the most requested item in shelters is socks. And you've got this going together. How did this all come about?
So probably about 10 years ago when we were in Virginia, I had read an article or saw a news story that said how during the holiday season, people go out and get things for the homeless, right? So there'll be, food kitchens, and there'll be, jackets and boots, and all those things are important, but people generally forget to give socks to people, or it's, probably never even enters their mind. So, my family and I, we just made it our mission to do that. And, this is going to be our first year. We moved here to Middle Tennessee in February. So this is going to be our first year here. So we are really excited about giving back to the community here.
How did it all just one day, like, I'm going to do this when you moved here? What plan did you put in action to get this going?
Sure. So we've done this in Northern Virginia and Washington, D.C. for the last 7 or 8 years. Basically, I had owned a Verizon store up there, and we would collect socks at the Verizon store. And then, a week or two before Christmas, we'd go out with our boxes full of socks and go into a park where a lot of homeless people would be and, hand out socks there. And so our plan is to do the same thing here. So I understand there's a tent city back behind Broad Street. So going to go over there and, hand out socks to people on the 19th. So this Sunday.
It's what a great simple thing, because you're in the store and they're right there. The socks are not, and they're so simple that oftentimes, Sean, we forget about that it's so simple to buy and to donate. And then we're like, well, I don't know where to donate and drop them off here and what's going on. How can people help you?
Great. So yeah, actually I teamed up with Steak and Shake on Old Fort Road. So you could just drop off socks there at Steak and Shake if you want. Or people, I can give you my contact information if they want to meet up with me somewhere. I'm happy to, coordinate that. But I think that's probably going to be the easiest for everybody.
To get in touch, you the website redbarnfinancial.com. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
So they'll go on there and see what you're about. Now, you've got a video up. We got the website up right now. We have a video up on the website, all the information there, and that's doing that. And I know, Sean, you've been doing this for a while, and just the going out, giving them, and just the sheer thank you and appreciation from those who, people think, well, all the bad people are in the shelters. That's so not true. And
Right.
you get to see that when you talk to them, don't you?
Absolutely. And how grateful people are. That's what keeps us coming back and doing it again and again every year. It's amazing because you think about it, you've seen the story of kind of the picture you have there on the screen with, the holes in the socks and, if your feet are sweating and, just the kind of things that can happen from having, dirty, wet socks on your feet, being out all the time. So a nice, warm, clean pair of socks can make a major difference in someone's lives. And sometimes people actually ask for another pair because they don't have gloves, so they put them on their hands.
That's we take so many things for granted. When I got the email from Amanda Hunt down there who said about what you're doing, and I think I contact you within like 5 minutes because I just love people who put others above themselves, and you go out and do this. I'm curious, why did you move to Middle Tennessee?
There's a story behind that, but it basically, with the pandemic, it just seemed like a good time to move. We came down here last summer for vacation and just loved it here, and never regretted it for a minute. The people down here are amazing, and just fitting into the community is, everybody's so welcoming and everything. So it's been fantastic.
So you've seen in a short time here how the community rallies around each other and helps each other out, haven't you?
Absolutely. It's hard to describe.
Yeah, it is. So with the socks, and so you'll one pair, 50 pair, whatever pair, to the Steak and Shake on Old Fort. Is that correct?
That's right. And yeah, as many as people want to donate, we'll be happy to have them and, just bless more people.
How often do you take the socks over there? Are you going to do it one time or is it mini trips?
So yeah, we have a minivan because I have 4 little kids. And so we'll just load up the van full of socks wherever, they'll put them on their laps if they want. And that's another thing we like to do is that it's a family affair. So the kids are part of the experience as well. And, learning that it's important not just to receive, but to, give back to your fellow man. So I think that's really important for them to learn also.
I know you're asking for socks, but if people want to bring other things for you to get to them, is that okay?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's, I would say probably nothing really big, but, maybe if there's, toothbrushes or toothpaste or something, we'll hand those out too. Sure.
Go. We'll keep promoting it. Sean, I know you're busy and you got the 4 kids. I really appreciate it. We'll blast this segment out after the show's done and hopefully get the good word out for everybody and to come by and to see you. Redbarnfinancial.com was where you can be found, and then get in touch with you that way and do that. Sean, you are a reason that this community is great, and we love when people move here and adapt themselves to our community and help out. And you've done a great job. So thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Sean Moran, Red Barn Financial is who he works for, and the redbarnfinancial.com. And then just donate. It's a simple, just buy a pair of socks. So you can take it to the Steak and Shake there in Old Fort if you're in Murfreesboro to help out. And It's a little thing that goes such a long, long way. So, Sean, we'll continue helping you and spreading the word of all the good things that you're doing in Murfreesboro. And welcome to Middle Tennessee, my friend. And that is something to smile about, brought to you by Delta Dental. Go to the website, deltadentaltn.com, now offering vision and dental plans. When we come back, we'll head up to Gallatin. There's another cool fundraiser that's happening that we need your help. And that's what I want to say, when we make these calls for help, you guys are fantastic because you want to help. Sometimes you just need to know where to go to help. And that's what we try to do on the show this morning. So you guys are great. So we'll go to Gallatin next for something very cool happening up there. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Hey everybody, it's Hunter Briley with Regal Realty Group, proud sponsor of Pet of the Week of Big Joe Duman and Main Street Media. We've got a super exciting event that we're about to release on you. It's called the 2021 Santa Paws Adopt-a-thon, and it's right here at Tremont Mansion here in Hermitage, Tennessee. We would love to invite you and any of your friends to come on out that day on December 18th from 12 noon to 4 p.m. We're going to have a lot of food, snacks, some drinks, and a lot of great times, but most important, we're going to have puppy dogs from at least 8 local shelters from around Middle Tennessee. They're going to bring some dogs. We're going to try to find them permanent homes, ladies and gentlemen. What better way to start off your Christmas holidays than to take home a lovely new pet for your family? Come on out. Again, that's December 18th. It's a Saturday, 12 noon to 4 p.m. right here at Tremont Mansion. We would love to have you. It's free. Come on out. We'll feed you. We'll give you a couple drinks, and you get to play with some puppies. Thanks so much, everybody.
I am Dr. Birding, the founder, CEO, and president at Home Care Preference. I am a successful African-American female entrepreneur in business with Wilson Bank and Trust. With the partnership that I have, the level of my dreams is the limit of that company's success. When there's strong partnership, everything is possible.
Well done, guys. Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. We might want to, let me talk to the band for a quick second. We might want to start playing new songs. Is that good? Okay. You guys know any more? Oh, okay. We'll wait to be seen about that. All right. So thank you. Welcome back in. Thanks to Sean Moran at Red Barn Financial for the sock drive for the homeless in Murfreesboro. Well done. Let's head up to Gallatin now. Let's bring in Patricia Flavin Phillips. Did I say that correctly?
You did say that correctly. And there's a bit of an Irish name in there, so you said it very well.
Yeah, yay. Thank you for joining us. You're with the Gallatin Shalom Zone?
Gallatin Shalom Zone. We're on 600 Small Street in Gallatin, and we're a non-profit center that empowers and enriches the community. We've got a very diverse community, and we like to work with the entire community, empowering and enriching lives of those around us. And we do lots of different programs. At the moment, there's a Toys for Tots drive on, where we hope to actually do toys for 500 families for Christmas. We fed over 6,000 families and children this year, and we did 400 families for Thanksgiving, which we're delighted about. But what you brought me on to talk about is what we're doing this December. We are doing a shoe drive, which is a great segue from your sock drive, which we just heard.
Yes, you're right. All right, so the shoe drive is taking place at Subaru in Gallatin. We've got the Shalom Zone website up right now if people want more information about what you guys do. So this shoe drive happening at Subaru of Gallatin for shoes for kids from kindergarten to senior in high school. Tell us how this works, Patricia.
Okay, so what the requirements have been, we've heard from a lot of the schools. We know a lot of people in the community that don't own a second pair of shoes. So it's really, really sad, which is one of the reasons why we started this. So if you're out and about and you're shopping and you can afford to buy a pair of sneakers, any size for kids K through 12. What you would do is you would take them to Subaru of Gallatin. There's an open trunk right there in the showroom, and it's filled with shoes. And we're trying to fill it even more with shoes. So if you can, please pick up a pair of shoes between now and January 3rd, and you can place them in the trunk.
And then if you guys raise the most shoes, you are bumped up to another, quite possible, another great thing for the organization, correct?
Well, something like that, Joe. It's if the consumer purchases or leases a new Subaru and they select Shalom Zone as their charity of choice, we get $250 from Subaru to our organization, the Shalom Zone.
That is simply fantastic. And so Subaru of Gallatin, just go in there, drop the shoes off, and everything that happens there. It's so great that the dealership has partnered up with you guys, Patricia, to help you guys do this.
And this is our second year with them. So we really enjoy. They're a great group of people to work with. They're very charitable. And I can't tell you when we hand out these shoes and you see a little girl, little boy able to pick a pair of shoes that they want, the look in their faces and the smile, I mean, it just brings tears to your eyes, how much a new pair of shoes can mean to a child.
Oh, that is so fantastic. All right, so the Gallatin Shalom Zone, we got, again, on the screen here, we've got something going on. You can volunteer in the programs. I mean, you guys have a lot that's going on to help the community, don't you?
Yes, we do. So we do lifelong learning. So no matter what age you are, you can learn again. We do after school programs every day. We do summer camp for kids, English as a second language for adults. And the summer camp is very, very popular. And we feed, we feed the community. We help with Christmases, and we do a lot of great things.
I feel bad, Patricia. I'm sorry that I should have known the great work that you guys do, because I did the Christmas party the Gallatin Christmas parade on Saturday with, I think, the director of the Shalom Zone.
Yeah,
and just talking nonstop about asking her questions about, all the great stuff you guys do. And they get on the website and you see everything right there. And just how many lives you guys impact on a day-to-day basis.
Maybe someday we'll get you up there to have a look and see some of the kids with your camera.
Well, I just think it's great. How long have you been affiliated with them?
Well, I was a volunteer for years before I was on the board. So I'm in, my background is in marketing. So I found this cause. I just love it because I live right here in Gallatin, and we want to treat everybody the same, and we want to do right by each other. And so I think probably since 1999, 2000.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's well done there. And that's in that time, I'm sure you have seen kids that have come to the program. There's a lot going on in the world, and then really turn their life around and become successful adults. I guarantee you see that all the time.
All the time. And you see kids coming in that are very scared, and you see the beauty from some other children when they see a scared kid crawling under a table because things get a bit noisy. You see the love in some kids who will sit on the floor beside that child just to keep them company, and how everybody can bring each other up. It's a beautiful environment.
Oh, that is so fantastic. Okay, let's go back to the shoe drive. Subaru of Gallatin, just buy a pair of shoes. I mean, and there's some place you get shoes at a great price, and just walk in and it's set up. It's pretty simple.
That's right. Just throw the shoes in the back of the trunk. K through 12.
No, that's pretty simple. I just walk in and throw them in there.
And we're a little low on the larger sizes. So if you have the choice, 11, 12, 13, adult sizes for teens. We have some larger feet sizes here in Gallatin.
So 11, 12, anything bigger than 11, and adult sizes for teens.
We got some football feet.
We'll do that. And you'll take anything. Of course, we want them to be somewhat new, so these kids have the opportunity and to put good shoes on their feet. Because we talked about with the sock drive before. You saw the picture of the socks with the holes in them, and that's just no way for anyone to live, and especially for kids. So we'll keep doing that. So this goes to January the 3rd.
January 3rd, yes. So we'll take them anytime up till then. And that will be wonderful. We're hoping to collect about 500 pairs of shoes.
Oh, that is great. So we'll keep getting the word out. Again, you really need the bigger sizes and adult shoes for teenagers right there that go on, because That is so important. Patricia, I want to thank you for reaching out to me for the show to let us get the good word out about what you guys are doing and spread everything for the positivity that you guys have in the community. So that means a lot that you reached out and asked us to help.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate the time very, very much. Really do.
All right, we'll see you soon. I want to update in a few weeks. Is that okay?
Okay, wonderful.
Okay, thank you, Patricia. Patricia Flavin Phillips with Gallatin Shalom Zone in Sumner County, and just the great work there. So you've seen 2 segments this morning, people going above and beyond and really putting others instead of themselves first, to the sock drive and, of course, the shoe drive in Gallatin. And this is a great – we should have been a giving time all through the years, but especially at Christmas. And you guys have been amazing helping out and everything. So we'll continue to spread that word. All right, we'll come back at 7:30 on a Tuesday. It's time for Miss Cheap. That's right, the great Miss Cheap. She'll join us next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Dental coverage may be a small investment, but it has big benefits because dental coverage and preventive oral care leads to more than a healthier smile. It leads to a healthier life overall. Delta Dental makes it easy to get the care you need. With the nation's largest network, you're more likely to find or keep a dentist you love. And with comprehensive coverage and additional discounts, you'll have benefits you love too. Make a lasting investment in your oral and overall health with coverage from Delta Dental. Visit deltadentaltn.com to learn more.
Hey, Toby. Toby knows comfort, whether day or night. Through the highs and the lows, Toby knows. You've put it off long enough. That old system is just out with the old, in with the new. We'll make it worthwhile all the way through. Derryberry is your local independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. Visit DerryberryAC.com today and schedule a visit. Derryberry Heat and Air, making customers for life.
Guys, okay. During this segment, Miss Cheap, work on a new song. Is that cool? I'm just being nice, okay? We're good? In the back? All right, we're good. All right, let's welcome in Miss Cheap as we do every Tuesday at 7:30. It's one of our most fun segments. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. What's wrong with the song?
Our band only knows one song, and we hired them to play, and so all they know is they won't stop playing. So we might have a new band in here by tomorrow to do the show. Merry Christmas. How are you?
We're doing great. How about you?
Good. Tuba Christmas today at 11 o'clock, right?
It is, and I'm all ready for it. I'll tell you what, we're ready to go.
That is great. 11 o'clock, First Baptist Church downtown. We spoke about it last week. Ms. Cheap, I love your columns, and I really like the one you have today in Main Street about Marathon Village. It's I think, an underrated spot in our town. I'm going to pull up the story you have that you run every Tuesday in Main Street, Nashville. And here it is there with the boom. Miss Cheap, Marathon Village, the fun shopping destination for locals and tourists. And let's just start out by saying that is so true. It is a great little spot in Nashville.
Well, it is, and I just don't think a lot of people know about it. When I've told people about it, they say, "Now, where is it?" And it's right in downtown. It's on Clinton Street, 12th and Clinton, in North Nashville, and it's the kind of place that it's a historic building built in the 1800s as the Marathon motor car plant there. They built cars in there, and it's just a beautiful building. And this Barry Walker, the owner, he bought it in 1986 and started working on it. And it was a terrible part of town. He said he found bodies in the building and that, it was people were scared to come over there. It was a war zone kind of. But he had faith in it and knew that the buildings were solid and beautiful. And now he's got it full of all sorts of tenants. He's got everything from retail to some creatives over there and some print shops. He's got a theater over there, some distilleries. I mean, it's a real, they talk about mixed use developments. Well, this is a true mixed use development.
I love it too. I've been over there because Lightning 100 radio stations in the building is over there. So it's really cool. And you really step back in time because it is, I mean, the brick, the structure is very, very cool. And so that's great. The mixed use part of that, you're talking about how fantastic it is. Tell us about some of the stores. I know it's in the article you have in there, but some of the favorite stores that you enjoyed in that place.
Well, the reason that I went over there really was that Sandy Lee, who owned the $10 boutique on 2nd Avenue and Ensemble on 2nd Avenue, I had known Sandy for a while through her stores and through she and her husband did those sales that are those pop-up sales at hospitals. They're called HCI fundraising, would be everything's $5 and eventually it went up to $7, but they were selling jewelry and all sorts of gift items. And then they opened these 2 stores on 2nd Avenue and they were going great guns, but both of their stores, not one, but both stores were just decimated by the Christmas Day bombing last year. I mean, there was nothing left. It was just the explosion really just completely took them out. So when Sandy got in touch with me and told me that she had reopened and rebranded in Marathon Village, I said, well, I guess I'll have to come over there and see it. So that was what prompted me to go. And when I went, I just was blown away by how many fun stores there were. There are all sorts of retail stores in there, a Harley Davidson store, a Jack Daniel's store. And as you can see in this picture, there's even some sampling going on. They have some moonshine sampling and some bourbon sampling and some wine sampling as part of these stores that these stores are offering. So my friend Julie and I were, right there. We just wanted to, be part of the, experience. And, the other thing about it is that it's the hop on, hop off tours, the bus tours, the trolley tours, they stop right in front of there. And then there are golf cart tours that drop people off. So there are a lot of shoppers that have just been, sort of plunked down in the middle of this. And you can walk through the whole place and see not just shop, but the hallways are filled with all of this industrial museum kind of stuff. You can see all these machines that are they were all used before 1914. Wow. And then the Marathon Motor Works, there are 5 of the Marathon cars that you can go see, totally free museum. So it's a real mix of history and of shopping and of just entertainment. So I love it over there. I'll definitely be going back.
It's really cool, too, because you got a listing of some of the shops in there. Market Street Mercantile Gift Shop, Antique Archaeology, the Tennessee Legend Distillery, some you're talking about, Jack Daniel's General Store, and on and on and on. So when you walk in there, you think, well, there might be a couple things in there, but there's so much to see and do in there that you can spend a couple of hours. And I love it, too, Ms. Cheap, because these are all our friends and neighbors. I mean, these are some great people in our community. Right. That have found a nice little spot there. And it's great. And you go by there and you see it's packed sometimes on the weekend. And you love it because, again, these are our friends and it's local. We're shopping local, doing everything local. So yeah, I really love
it.
This.
Is. Well, and Antique Archaeology, that's American Pickers, Mike Wolf. And that's, I think that's what really sort of pushed it ahead about 10 years ago when they opened. And a lot of these other stores and different businesses have opened since then. But it's when you drive up, there's a parking lot that's for $10. But then I'm Miss Cheap doesn't want to pay $10 to park. But there was plenty of parking on the street. So we just parked on the street and paid nothing to park, and we stayed a couple of hours and just walked around and we you can hardly go without buying something because the stores do have a lot of fun stuff.
That is, and if somebody goes there, 2 hours, mark off 2 hours of their day, maybe a little shorter, maybe more.
I think about 2 hours. And Sandy Lee's store, the $10, it's about 75% of that store is priced at the $10 price point. And that's jewelry, T-shirts, socks, fun socks. There's tea towels, the fun tea towels that have some funny sayings on them. All of those kind of things. And then the rest of the store is a little bit higher priced, but it's sort of a mix of both of the stores that the Lees had on 2nd Avenue. So they've kind of blended them into one location. And they brought with them just the few things from the exploded store that were intact, and they have a bench, and they have some photographs of how, just how extensive that destruction was last year. And so you can get a little history on that too while you're there.
How is she doing? How's the family doing? After what happened a year ago?
Well, I think this has enabled them to, bounce back. I mean, they love this location, and they said it's with the parking and with the drop off of the tourists, with these tour groups, that the business has been good, and they've got good employees, and it's a nice business, and they had a lot of merchandise from their other businesses that they're able to incorporate into it. So the price point is just great. And, there are all kind of Nashville-ish things in there for $10 that people can get, and Nashville hats and shirts and that sort of thing. It's a fun store to go in. And when you know that almost everything is $10, it makes shopping a pleasure, to me.
Yeah, it is. It is. I know there are other stores around town that are national chains, and I'm not going to name them, but the fact that you've got somebody here who's local, who's invested in the community, who's having to basically start over. That right there is a reason just to go for that, just to see them and support them for what they've been through in the last year.
Well, another store that we really liked was Lorraine Francis Jewelers, and it's a jewelry store that used to be in Green Hills, and the daughter of Lorraine Francis now owns and operates it with her brother, and it's just really unusual jewelry, and they've made a lot of things out of watches, and they've just done a lot of fun, creative things, and they will do custom pieces too. So that's a good one for people to check out too. It's just fun to go look at what she's been able to do by repurposing a lot of jewelry.
I got to think when you walked in there, you were in heaven when you walked in Marathon Village.
I really loved it. And I loved it that the hallways are just filled with all of this museum kind of stuff, which you can see. And they say that a lot of people come for that and are just surprised to see the shops. So it was sort of the other way around with me, that I went for the shops and then was surprised to see how much museum kind of stuff was there. But it was really a fun outing. I would definitely recommend it. Not just at Christmas, but anytime.
Yeah, absolutely. Great story. Miss Cheap, as always, thank you. Enjoy Tuba Christmas today, and we'll see you back here next Tuesday. And thank you all for the articles and everything. Thank you.
I hope a lot of people will come to Tuba Christmas. It's a lot of fun.
Will do. And
stay cheap.
The girl. Thank you, Miss Cheap. We'll see you next week. All right.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
All right, thank you. That's Miss Cheap. Our article comes out every Tuesday in the Main Street Nashville edition. And you can see it right there, all the great tips you got going on. All right, coming up next, we have a really special guest. Ben Jones, the Tennessee Titans, will join us. We're not here to talk about football, but he has this organization that he runs, this charity that is truly improving lives in Middle Tennessee. And how I found out about it is while Ben's on the show today. And my friends, this is why having a person like Ben Jones in our town is amazing for what he and his wife are doing. And you'll hear their story and their mission. It's a mission, and it's coming up next right here. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Every year, it costs Tennessee more than $15 million to clean up roadside litter. It's time to keep your trash to yourself and our roadways clear, because nobody trashes Tennessee.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good. I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey. I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
Is your roof in need of repairs? Maybe it's time for a full roof replacement. If so, choose Middle Tennessee's #1 rated roofer. Tim Leeper Roofing has provided the Nashville area with outstanding residential and commercial services for nearly 2 decades. And with hundreds of 5-star reviews, Tim Leeper Roofing has satisfied thousands of homeowners. To schedule a free and honest estimate, find us online at timleeperroofing.com.
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. You know, one of the reasons that we created this show was to give voices to a lot of people in Middle Tennessee that are doing some amazing work. This next segment is that example. Let's bring in the center for your Tennessee Titans, Ben Jones, joining us. Ben, good morning to you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Good morning. Happy to be on here.
Good. For those that don't know, Tuesday is normally a day off for you guys, correct?
Correct.
Get to catch up, rest, a few things like that?
Absolutely.
Good. All right, let's talk about the Jones Mission, the website, thejonesmission.org. We're going to share the screen in a moment. And I got to tell you, Ben, I told you through a message the other night, the great work that I found out about that you're doing for kids in Middle Tennessee. Tell me what the mission is for you and your wife.
Yeah, we want to give kids here in Nashville and Middle Tennessee a chance. If it's after school programs, if it's kids with cancer, if it's providing camps for them, anything we can do to just help them take the next step, because a lot of kids just need an opportunity to succeed in life.
And so far, so good. We have the website up right now, things you're doing, and you can find out. Just go to thejonesmission.org, and people can see that right there. And Ben, this is something that you don't take lightly. I mean, you pour, and your wife, you pour your heart and soul into this. Why is this so important?
Yeah, growing up, I lost my dad when I was 10, and so my mom started a foundation to pay for kids with money from the funeral. Instead of giving flowers, people donated to our foundation there. And she paid for kids to play football, baseball, basketball growing up. And those kids would usually be on our team growing up, and we would pick them up from school and carry them to their sporting event. So it's near and dear to our hearts. And I saw firsthand how a bad thing turned good in our family. So I wanted to keep it going once I made it to the NFL.
And right now, we'll put up on the screen the Number 60 Charity Challenge you've got going on. It says help us give more than $10,000 to deserving nonprofit each month during the NFL season. That sounds like a tall task, Ben, but so far it's been going great, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've picked multiple organizations through the year. My whole goal for doing this was to bring light on not just one nonprofit. We've done Kids with Cancer with Rally. We've done Preston Taylor Ministry. We've done indoor athletics, ones we've done in the past. We've done Backfield in Motion. We've done Ronald McDonald House. So we're just trying to bring light to as many nonprofits here in Nashville. And during this holiday season, we're trying to give kids the best Christmas possible. If it's a shopping spree, if it's clothes, if it's food, if it's meals, we're trying to do as much as possible during this holiday season.
I know there's a lot out there to do, and people, again, go to the website, thejonesmission.org, to see that. And there's a lot of deserving people out there. But at the same time, Ben, I think that you're having fun when you get to see the faces and hear the stories that you and your wife had helped so many people out. I think that's got to be so rewarding.
Yeah, you never want to see a kid struggling, and just seeing the smile on the face, if it's coming from an after-school program, them coming to a football game, to having a Thanksgiving or a Christmas meal with their family, or opening up boxes around Christmas that they're wrapping to give their parents, just to see the joy in their eyes. It makes it all worth it.
I told you about Denham Murfreesboro, where you helped an organization. I mean, and unfortunately, there's kids that are homeless, and sometimes we don't want to think about that because it makes us all feel uncomfortable. But there were kids that are homeless and wanted to play sports, and your mission and foundation allowed them to have uniforms and allowed them to have shoes and to participate. And Ben, I just got to think that one day these kids are going to pay this back. And I'm not sure that was your goal. If these kids pay it forward one day and pay it back, but at the same time, to allow them to compete and get on the field. And when you hear these stories, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, we're just trying to give every kid the same opportunity I had growing up. And a lot of these kids are amazing kids who just need a little extra help. And that's what our mission's for. We want to give everybody the same opportunity to succeed in life. If it's a little extra in school, if it's extra in sports, if it's just a meal or clothes, we just want to see kids succeed and have a fair chance in life.
You know, Ben, I talked to you about this. I've seen this, throughout years. There's some athletes who write a check and not really, pay much attention. But, man, I mean, I just see you everywhere with these kids, and you bring them to the football games, and you bring the kids from your high school up to be part of this. Why is this important for these kids to be part of this journey with you?
Yeah, I want to see, like, this week my high school football came. They've been doing that for the last 6 years, and I know a lot of those kids never leave our small town, even to go to Birmingham or Tuscaloosa, but to come to a football game, it can impact their lives and see, hey, a kid from my hometown did it, and I want to make sure I can give back to them, because I know I didn't go to my first pro football game until I was in college, and my wife took me for a Christmas gift one year. So just seeing those kids' joy and have an impact on them and just being a mentor to those kids, it goes a long way. I get more excited, I think, than some of the kids, just to see how excited they are. And I want to give back. I want to bring excitement to our hometown and kids in the community.
All right, so the challenge you got going on now, so people go to the website and donate. And, any little bit helps. We've seen that, and it makes a difference in all the charities you give back to. And I just got to think, when you talk to them, and, sometimes they don't know that they've been selected and they've been chosen, and you go and you talk to them. I just got to think they light up like a Christmas tree knowing that people care about these kids.
Absolutely. Being able to make that phone call and present them that check, to know how much it affects their organization, because they're doing everything they possibly can. They're trying to raise money. They're trying to be a light in these kids' world. If it's picking them up from school, if it's giving them a warm meal every day after school, if it's carrying them to sports, is it having them a safe place to do homework and to study and be a light for them, and being able to be the money side for them and just bring on those Christmas funds so they can have the best Christmas possible. That's what we're trying to do right now. We want every kid here in Middle Tennessee to have a special Christmas, and so they can be just like everybody else. And most of these kids, if it's just a pair of shoes, if it's something, the first thing they're asking is they want to get something for their brother and sister or their mom. They never want something for themselves.
Yeah, that breaks my heart every time you hear that and what's going on. And of course, all the stories from people that you've helped, and you and your wife help with the mission you've got going on right now, which is simply fantastic. All right, so the 60 Charity Challenge, you're going to try to get some money out before Christmas to these nonprofits. Is that kind of the goal right now?
Right. We've paired with 3 or 4 nonprofits here in Nashville for Christmas. Some of them are doing shopping sprees. Some of them are doing gift wrapping. Some of them are doing meals. So the quickest we can get the quicker we can disperse this money, so they're able to do everything they would like before Christmas. Do
you remember who played in your first pro football game you watched?
I went to the Falcons and Saints.
Oh, that's not bad.
Nah.
That's a pretty good game at the old Georgia Dome there. That's well done. And so you probably like, wow, this is amazing. I can only imagine for kids who come up from Alabama, where you're from, or kids here even in Nashville who've never gone to a game, because seeing that and seeing you and all your teammates, man, that is such a delight and such a treat for those kids, isn't it?
Absolutely. I know for me, it was just a surreal moment just to say, hey, I could be there in a couple years. And now this is my 10th year playing in the NFL. And I just want to be able to give back. I've been blessed so much, me and our family. So now it's our turn to return the favor and try to help as many kids and families as possible.
God bless you and your wife, Ben. I think that's great. Before I let you go, your cartwheel on Sunday's game has gone viral. Did you think was that spontaneous what you did, or tell me how you did that?
So my daughter's she's not the biggest Ben Jones fan. She loves Derrick Henry. Derrick's her favorite football player. Derrick buys her purses and gifts. So Derrick is very high on her list. So I'm trying to be her favorite football player, and she loves gymnastics. So I did a cartwheel for my daughter.
You did an excellent cartwheel.
Hey, I have a many talents hidden up my sleeves that people don't know about.
Oh, that's great. Ben, I know you're busy. It's your day off. Thank you and your wife for what you're doing. As I told you, I've heard from people in the community just the impact you guys are having. God bless you guys, and we'll keep promoting and getting the good word out, and we got to help these kids, because if we lose sight of these kids, we lose sight of society. So thank you for what you're doing, Ben.
Thank you, sir.
All right, have a good day. Ben Jones, Center for the Tennessee Titans. Again, the website, thejonesmission.org. And I have a friend of mine that's a teacher in Murfreesboro who told me about Ben and what they're doing. And she has some of these students in her class, and they were raving because they got new shoes and new uniforms. They got to play and things that we take for granted. So God bless you, Ben, and your wife for what you're doing. That's simply great for our community. All right, we'll come back and wrap up this beautiful show. That's next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Talking Trash, the show that's going to end littering. Brought to you by Nobody Trashes Tennessee. How was that? That fast part, the end felt rushed. I'm going to do it one more time, Claire. Talking Trash, the show that's going to end littering. Brought to you by Nobody Trashes Tennessee. Ooh, how was that? Claire, that sound about right? It felt good to me. She feels me. Nobody trashes Tennessee on my watch.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
You really good try. There aren't any cops around.
I didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? Cover your head, sir. You are right now?
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. Intern, set up a meeting with the band after the show if you don't mind. If you don't get there, because if they play it again, we're gonna have it's gonna be a smash right there. All right, smash. Well, thank you, Nashville Predators, for that. I'm really tired of that song. So anyway, if you could set up a meeting after the show with them and tell them to bring their key cards too, if you don't mind. Thank you. All right. Time for celebrity birthdays. You know the game. Get the birthdays within 2 years. We play this every morning. America's fastest going game show. And I was accused that there's a morning talk show in town that does celebrity birthdays and then said that I ripped them off. Fact is, I've been doing this segment for about 10 years on another radio show. So I'm going to take credit that I started it. And I got proof of that too. Okay. You know why I couldn't hear you, intern? Talk now.
Hey, can you hear me now?
I could. I had your mic muted.
Oh.
Did you hear what I wanted to do to the band to get their key cards, have a meeting after the show?
Yeah, I told them to grab their playbook and key card and meet us in the lobby.
All right, time for celebrity birthdays. First up, within 2, actress Vanessa Hudgens.
Hutchins, let's say she's probably 36 today.
Ooh, 33.
Ooh,
close.
So close.
Singer Tori Kelly.
Tori Kelly.
She's pretty. I don't know who this is, but she's pretty. You can see her or not. Tori Kelly.
Oh, hey, Tori. Let's say 41.
Ooh, she sent me a note. She'd like me to stay away. She's 29.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy, we're good. There's not a lot of people. Okay, actress Dee Wallace. She was the mom in the movie E.T.
Okay. Let's say she is probably 71 today. Then.
Ooh, 73.
Hey!
Big man. Got one on the board. Well done.
Hey, thanks.
Appreciate you. Let's see who else going down. Bass player Cliff Williams of AC/DC.
Ooh, great band. I'll say he's 64.
He is a lot. 72.
Oh,
it's all right though, man. What a terrible day for birthdays.
Yeah, people need to step it up, man.
This is really bad. All right, see if you know these people. Singer actor Abby Lane.
Abby Lane, of course. I know Abby Lane. She's great. You don't know Abby Lane?
How old is Abby Lane?
Abby Lane's 34.
She's 90. Or he. I don't know, either one. Actor Hal Williams from Sanford & Son. Is he the cop in Sanford? I think he was.
Was he?
He was the black cop. It was the black and the white cop. He was the black cop. Actor Hal Williams.
81.
87.
Hey, we're up there.
Yeah, good to see. Singer Joyce Vincent Wilson with Tony Orlando. How old is Joyce?
What's the Tony Orlando have anything to do with it?
That she sang with him.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, for sure.
He's like, tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree.
Oh, 68.
She is 75. All right, so singer guitar player Mike Scott, singer Peter Stacy, actress Cynthia Gibb. I don't know any of these people.
Yeah.
And I'm a pop culture nut.
You're a well-read guy.
I'm a well-read guy. All right, so Jackson Rathbone. He was, I think, the dad in the Twilight movies of the vampires. Like he was kind of their leader.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Gotcha. That pale guy.
Yeah. He was.
He was super pale.
So I watched it. People are like, you watch all that? Look, man, I tell people all the time, you got kids, enjoy what they enjoy. It makes it a lot easier. My daughter loved Twilight movies, so I just got immersed in them.
What are you
Why
going to
not?
do? Yeah. I did the same thing with Harry Potter. My sister's 3 years older than me, and I got immersed.
Why not?
Right.
Good conversation. All right, so last one, get this right.
All right.
Jackson Rathbone, Twilight.
Let's do 54.
37.
Oh, wow, really?
We had such a great show today.
The vampires
Disappointed me.
they age different. I just didn't know.
I think he's been 37 for a long time.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks for your work. Make sure to have the band meet us out in the lobby when we're done.
Gotcha.
And make sure you get all their stands and their foot pedals and everything.
Oh, they're out of here. They're done.
So they don't. Listen.
I got you.
All right, thank you. Intern, have a good day, brother. All right, again, thanks to our guests this morning. The intern's going to blast the show out later on. Sean Moran for the sock drive in Murfreesboro, Patricia Flavin Phillips for the shoe drive in Gallatin, Miss Cheap for the great article in Marathon Village, and Titan Center, Ben Jones. Again, their website, thejonesmission.org, and he's truly changing lives in Middle Tennessee. We've seen it. We've talked about it. So thank you, Ben, and your wife for the great work you've done. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Remember, we'll leave you with this. Let people in traffic smile, open doors, wave. Nobody cares about your CrossFit workout unless you're raising money for charity. Then we do care. And as always, remember this. Nobody ever went broke by giving. We'll see you tomorrow.